Pure souls. Pure souls. Now, yeah, this is truly a spiritual message. And yeah, this is just one of those like prophetic type messages. I will say that. And it's very much like just a spirit-led message. And, this is not from anything, really. It's just truly a spiritual message and a spirit-led message. And very prophetic message, too, as I'm being led by the Spirit. But, yeah, pure souls. Even as I'm getting into this by the Spirit, I mean, your soul... and this does not apply to everybody, because you got to realize that there's just so many beings and so many things that are just outside of God's kingdom, which you got to understand. And this is just truly not for everybody, but God's chosen people will bear witness with this, and everybody else, you're just going to be outside of it and being very real. But this is not for everybody. This is not for hypocrites and all that stuff. No, this is for pure souls. Yeah. Excuse me. And see, the thing about you pure souls, and before I get into this, I do play a role in a part of this. I am a part of this, is what I'm trying to say, And just implementing me in there a little bit before I get into this. I mean, I'm a part of, pure souls and all that stuff. And humbly speaking, it's just dealing with like truly just not being of the earth realm. You're not and as I'm getting into this message, excuse me, you're just not of the earth realm. You pure souls. And see, the devil knows this about you pure souls. You're not from the earth realm, and you're more or less just you just like you have you have many assignments concerning heaven. That's the thing about you pure souls. And see, the devil knows this too, is what I'm trying to say. And he's going to be coming up against you. He's going to try to make you second guess all this stuff concerning you. And overall, he's just going to be trying to like basically make you become something that it's just really like he's going to be trying to make you become something that is really just unpure, if I'm being real. Unpure, and something that is just like, I want to say like just of his kingdom, if I'm being real. And we already know as spiritual people in God and all this stuff, we already know that if it's of Satan's kingdom, the devil, then, it's not going to be good. It's going to be something demonic and all this stuff. And see, the thing about you pure souls is that, once again, you have assignments for heaven to fulfill. And that's the thing about you pure souls. And, you're just not of this realm. The earth realm is what I'm saying. You're not of this realm. And, you're sent from above, from the angelic realm too. And see, the thing is about you pure souls is that, there's just stuff within you spiritually that, that is just truly, gold. That's truly golden, I want to say, concerning the kingdom of heaven and concerning with God. You pure souls, the thing about you pure souls is that, you have, great intentions. You're pure, you're genuine. You're not preying on people's downfalls and all this stuff. And overall, this is why God has a lot of stuff, a lot of treasure and gold, just within, you, and you're just the beholder of much gold concerning the spirit. And you pure souls, you just gotta, remain pure no matter, what's coming up against you, no matter the demons that are coming up against you, in any form or way. You gotta remain pure. And you got to remain bold, too. As I'm being led by the Spirit, you got to remain bold and just remain honest with God, because that's what this is about, because you pure souls. You just have heavenly assignments. That's the thing about it. And you got to fulfill it, too. That's the thing. You have to fulfill it, And yeah, just you pure souls, you just have a lot of stuff within that truly just needs to be protected, if I'm being real. On a spiritual level, though, you gotta, protect the gold that's within you pure souls. And overall, you pure souls, like, I truly relate, to this stuff because, I'm a part of that once again. Yeah, I do play a role in this stuff as well. And overall, you just have to overcome evil with good. And that's the thing about being, part of this pure souls and the pure soul stuff is what I'm saying is that, you just have to overcome evil with good. And once again, just remain bold. Just remain bold and on fire for God, too. This is how you're going to overcome evil with good. And it's not easy and all that stuff. You also have to have discernment concerning evil and all that stuff too, and you can't just be, so open to everything concerning people and concerning people's motives. You gotta, stand for yourself, stand up for yourself, and you gotta be walking boldly in the midst of these demons and, overall just remaining pure and fulfilling heaven's assignments concerning you. And, you truly just have to have a relationship with God and just be honest with him. And you got to do the things that he's calling you to do. That's the only way you're going to remain pure in him. You do not got to be perfect and all that stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I said it's not for this is not for everybody. This is just truly for pure souls. And see, once again, I do play a role in this, humbly speaking. And, you got to do what God's calling you to do just to remain pure and to, go higher and higher concerning, God and concerning in the spirit. You got to remain pure and you got to remain genuine. You know what I'm saying? You got to remain genuine. And, you certain individuals being pure souls, like, it's going to come with a lot of people trying to leech onto you and trying to strip you of what's within you, because it's, I told you like already too, like, you have gold, within, and, many demons will be triggered by that stuff. Excuse me. And overall, you just gotta truly be in relationship with God and just stay on fire for God. That's the thing. You got to stay on fire for God, and you gotta, like I said, you cannot just be given into everything. That's the thing, because see, the whole thing is that the devil is going to be trying to come up against you and all this stuff because you're pure. So you got to understand that, the devil is against that stuff. That's what you got to understand. He is against you being pure in God, because God already said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see him. So, the devil, the devil is going to be coming up against you and trying to, he's just going to be trying to get you to, become something that you're not, and all this stuff is what I'm trying to say concerning what the devil's going to be trying to do. And he's going to be using certain individuals to do this stuff. And that's why I'm saying you can't even be given into a lot of things, because you're a pure soul and you're sent from above. That's the thing. So you got to fulfill heaven's assignments concerning the earth realm and even the spirit realm and all this stuff. Like you gotta be fulfilling heaven's assignments. You gotta be doing what God's calling you to do in the midst of certain sins and all this stuff. You gotta, and another thing is, I'm being led by the Spirit. You got to keep your sin on a low level, very low level, in order to remain pure, keep your sins on a very low level. And there's certain sins you just can't be doing. You just can't be doing as well when it comes to like, certain sins, like you just can't really partake in order to be pure. I'm just being very real, and I know this stuff by the Spirit of God. I'm being very real. But there's certain sins you will do. Yes, there is certain sins you will do, but there's certain sins you can't do. And what I'm really talking about is like high level sins. I've mentioned this before many times, but yeah, there's high level sins you can't be doing at all. You can't afford to ever be doing, is what I'm saying. You can't, because you're a pure soul. And you will do sins like low to like, I want to say medium, but it can never stretch. It can never stretch outside of that, is what I'm saying. And you want to keep your sins on just a very low level, if you can, more or less, and I'm just being very real because you're a pure soul, and many demons are against you, is all I'm saying. And the devil is against this stuff too, is what I'm telling you too. And, this stuff is a real matter. And, you just being a pure soul, though, you pure souls, like, you have much like within gold within. And you pure souls too, as I'm being led by the Spirit. You are part of the spirit realm, some form of way, you are part of the spirit realm, as I'm being led by the Spirit. And then others, God has an interest in bringing it into the spirit realm spiritually. Everybody else, you just will be outside of this for sure. But, you pure souls, God really treasures you pure souls, is what I'm saying, because you're pure, you're genuine, your intentions are genuine towards others. And overall, God just has an interest in you. That's what I'm trying to say. And you pure souls, you just have things within that average beings just don't have, is what I'm trying to say. And, just to go higher in the spirit realm concerning your task for heaven, you're going to have to remain pure. Once again, keep your sins on a low level, and just stay on fire for God. You got to. That's the main thing, because God is going to be giving you more and more stuff, more gifts, all this stuff. As I'm being led by the Spirit, like, you pure souls have many gifts too in the Spirit. I'm talking about gifts of the Spirit. And you will not be able to operate in these gifts if you, if you basically, like, what I'm saying is, you will not be able to operate in these gifts if you are not pure, is what I'm saying. If you're not remaining pure, is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. You cannot be given into a lot of stuff, in order to just remain a part of being a pure soul, because, Jesus already says that he that endureth until the end shall be saved. So this has nothing to do with, like this other stuff, is what I'm saying. Like, this has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with being perfect either, as I'm being led by the Spirit. But this does has to do with, being pure. And that's truly dealing with being genuine, being real. That's what it is. And, everybody else, you're going to be outside of this, and being very real, because this stuff is not a game. And being a pure soul is very much treasure in God's eyes, is what you got to understand about this stuff, and God treasures his people, is what I'm telling you. And you pure souls, you have many gifts of the Spirit, and you got to use this stuff against the devil. I'm just being very real, because the whole objective of Satan, and or you could say the devil too, just same concept but different levels of this guy, man. I've mentioned this many times, but anyhow, he is going to be trying to come up against you and get you outside of being a pure soul, and he is going to be trying to steal your gifts and all this stuff. And some of you people isn't being led by the Spirit, but he has stolen your gifts. And that's why I'm saying you need to get this stuff back, and the only way to get it back is by being in God and God's Spirit, And I'm just being very real, because this stuff, it's not a game. It's not a joke. The devil, you people know he comes to steal and destroy. And a lot of that stuff is, dealing with him stealing your gifts and all that stuff. And that's the thing, you pure souls, you have many gifts and stuff that is golden within you that everybody else does not have. I'm being very real. And you pure souls, like, if you endure to the end, you will be saved, and you will be inheriting parts of heaven that that is rightfully, I want to say rightfully earned by you and rightfully destined for you is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yeah. And you will be bear witnessing with certain participants of heaven and people and all that deep stuff too. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing about you pure souls. That's what I'm saying. You pure souls are just very like dangerous concerning Satan's kingdom. That's the thing, because you're pure. You gotta understand that the devil is against that stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You hold much treasure in the spirit, many gifts, and overall, you're a beholder of light. You know, that's the thing about being a pure soul, and Satan is against this stuff. And he just wants to take away that purity away from you, is what I'm telling you. But you cannot let him, and, you know, you cannot be given into all these different things on the surface, is what I'm saying. Like I say, you will do certain sins and all that stuff. You will. But you just got to keep your sin on the low to medium level. I'm being real. You cannot. There is no exception or nothing concerning it. It's not even a matter. It's not even you cannot give into any high level sin whatsoever. I'm being very real. And as I'm getting closer to closing this out, you pure souls, you know, once again, you just have many things within, and God will show you more and more concerning these things as you follow him, as you stay on fire for him and just stay in relationship with him. You pure souls. You have so much stuff though, and you know, you will bear witness with more things concerning of heaven too, and heaven's tasks concerning you as you are in relationship with God and just go higher and higher in God. And I mean, you just overall, you pure souls, you know, before I close this out. Yeah, I mean, you're just destined. That's the thing. You're destined to be a part of heaven, and heaven is for you. But like I said, you still must endure until the end, as Jesus says. And you got to stay in God, you know, you got to. And man, you got to, you know, just walk in the spirit and remain pure. You got to remain pure. That's the thing. And, you know, a lot of you got to get your gifts back from the devil. I'm being real. You got to get it back. Because he has stolen a lot of you people's gifts and all that stuff. And this stuff is not a joke, because, you know, Satan is not playing. That's what you got to understand before I close this out. He is coming to collect souls. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not pure too and all that stuff, you know, hearing this and all that stuff, you know, you will be with the enemy and all that stuff, you know. But, you know, you pure souls, you don't have to worry about that in this particular, you don't have to worry about that concerning this particular category of things, is what I'm trying to say. But you do need to endure to the end, and you do need to use your gifts against the devil, and you do need to do God's will concerning your life, you know, and all this stuff, you know, because it's not a game, it's not a joke. And the enemy will be coming up against you, and he will be using many things to come up against you. Excuse me, but to whom much is given, much is required too. So there's much required of you. That's what you gotta understand, because you're a beholder of light, you're pure, you're genuine, you have gifts, and you just got a lot within. That's what you gotta understand. And Satan is against all this stuff. So you just gotta remain pure. And man, because you're a beholder, once again, of light and many gifts, and all this stuff is for the glory of God too, is what you gotta understand. And you just gotta go higher and higher. And like I said, overall, just being a pure soul as well, like you're just destined concerning for heaven, and being a part of heaven. And as I'm getting closer to closing this out, I mean, angels will assist you too, as you you know, work with them, you know, and all that stuff. And overall, you know, just in the spirit realm, like you pure souls just know what to do. That's what I'm saying concerning God's will, you know, you pure souls. But everybody else, you're just going to be outside of this. And this is not a game. It's not a joke. So, I mean, with all that being said, though, I mean, you pure souls, just may you endure to the end concerning Jesus, concerning Jesus' will. And man, stay on fire for the God of Israel and the real Jesus. And yeah, with all that being said, yeah, may Jesus anoint you pure souls, and may you remain pure regardless of what's coming up against you. May God's favor truly just be upon you, and his angels surrounding you according to his will. And yeah, with all that being said, yeah, I'm out.